go live and start speaking, let me know a minute beforehand or so.
Yeah, I reckon. Are they doing? I don't know if you know this, but any kind of. And I'm figuring they are. Like the NAIDOC week, are they doing any sort of ceremony or anything
Oh,
like that?
I haven't been told. I don't know.
Yeah, if they do, I'll like kind of go. Oh, and they're going to go into a ceremony, and I'll shut off, and I'll.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I think
I'll get ready.
207, 208. I might go in about 2 minutes or so.
All right.
They did schedule start 2:15.
Yeah. All right. Well, if I plug you in now, then you can start talking in a minute. That's all right. Yep. Hang on.
Just give me the all clear when you're ready.
Yep. Yep.
Clear and ready, mate? Awesome, no worries. An all-important battle between two sides is in front of us this afternoon as Tea Tree Gully hosts Payneham Norwood Union in a game that is set to shape the finals picture. Hello and welcome to Purdaringa Oval in Tea Tree Gully, South Australia for round 12 of the Adelaide Footy League, proudly presented by Filming Footy. My name is Lewis McKenna and I'll be bringing all the action this afternoon. We've got Dino behind the camera as well, so Dino bringing us all the action as well, and it looks like the teams are coming together for a pre-game smoking ceremony as well. Of course, it's NAIDOC week, and you can see there on screen that you've got a fantastic ceremony here for the Div 1 of the Adelaide Footy League, and of course these beautiful Guernseys worn by Tea Tree Gully. And as the teams come together and face the club rooms here at Purdaringa Oval, I'll just allow the visuals to do the talking and watch the smoking ceremony. Just quietly a fantastic touch here by Tea Tree Gully, of course, to bring this into the game, and just had a big win in the reserves, and we'll talk about it in a moment how important this matchup is for them. But to have this ceremony, of course, and those beautiful Guernseys they're wearing, this will be something that might get them fired up, and some of those that have that First Nations heritage, just give them that extra little bit of motivation before going into a game which is set up to be finals-like in the way it may shape this season. Unfortunately for the conductor of the smoking ceremony, it's a bit tricky that the the wind is blowing across the wrong end of the ground. But it's a beautiful ceremony here for the Tea Gully side. Of course, just about have to win today to keep their finals hopes alive. It's a very close, packed-in ladder, and I'll touch on that in a moment. But a beautiful ceremony here nonetheless from Tea Gully. Of course, they're visiting side Payneham Norwood Union. And
right, man. You right, mate? Yeah, good, mate. Yourself? Good. That's good.
Good. One of the coaches gets called out and couldn't be missed out. Touching ceremony there, welcome to country, and a really beautiful message there at the end, and got the umpires to come forward. If you didn't quite pick it up, what he said that we cannot be any more important than the umpires, we can not be less important than the umpires, we have to be side by side with the umpires as well, and to of course celebrate NAIDOC week and bring the umpires into that discussion as well is an all-important message, I believe. But we look forward to this game, of course, and I mentioned that it was a finals-like game and the importance that it holds for both sides here as well. And before we get into that analysis, we'll talk about our game day sponsor, Dartfish, video analysis solutions for improved sports performance. Dartfish, our game day sponsor today. And of course, all of the scoreboard sponsor today is Han, great taste, ultra low carb, how good. And Filming Footy, of course, bringing you this game live on YouTube at the moment. So And of course, our Coach of the Week every week goes brought to you by Farmers Leap as well, and Player of the Game brought to you by Archie's Thongs. Archie's Thongs, arch support thongs and slides. So comfy, you'll never want to take them off. The weather at the moment here as well is a forecast of 15 degrees, and my weather app says it's 17 degrees. It doesn't feel that way. It says it feels like about 11 with some of the wind gusts and the chilly wind blowing across ground right in front of us. So from the far side of the ground, you see on your screen blowing across the ground in towards the club rooms. It's been chilly, and some of those gusts getting up to about 40 to 45 kilometres an hour. It's sitting around 30 kilometres pretty consistently at the moment. No rain forecast, as you can see. The skies are beautiful and blue, not a cloud in the sky, and both teams converging on the middle. Quickly talk about the reserves results. So the Tea Tree Gully got up there by 25 points, 7-13-55 to 4-6-30. And last week for these A-grade sides, it was Tea Tree Gully defeated by Port District quite heavily, 110-24, and Payneham Norwood Union going down to Sacred Heart 48-26. And last time these two teams met, it was Tea Tree Gully getting the better of Payneham Norwood Union, 64-100, and it was Tyler West kicking 5 goals for Tea Tree Gully, the best player on there, as both teams now in the middle ready to get underway. There's only one game separating 4th and 8th. These sides 4th and 7th respectively on the ladder, and umpire about to hold the ball aloft and get this game underway. It's round 12 of Div 1 of the Adelaide Footy League, ready to get underway. Tea Tree Gully versus Payneham Norwood Union. The ball goes up in the air and it's recovered by Payneham here. A quick kick outside and it goes to the corner of the centre square. Recovered on the ground, and a fantastic pickup going inside forward 50. Just missed on the kick, and it's a free ball here for Tea Tree Gully to try and knock it over the line. Gave away a bit of space there, and it is paid deliberate. So it's going to go to Payneham Norwood Union here straight away. A kick from the boundary. I believe that's going to be Rowe there on the boundary here to try and snap it around, and it was a fantastic pickup from him just a moment ago. Just picked it up the corner of the square and went to the races, missed his kick but recovered, and he's going to be the beneficiary. So snap around the body, just a little bit heavy, and gets knocked over the line by Tea Tree Gully. So first behind on the Hahn scoreboard, one behind to the visitors, Payneham Norwood Union. Tea Tree Gully about to kick it in. Thank you for joining us on your Saturday afternoon. Div 1 footy here. Round 12 of the Adelaide Footy League. He marches out of the square and goes long right up the middle. Gets it inside. The ground's quite dry. No mud to speak of today here at Pertaringa Oval. As a good kick goes inside forward 50, and it's marked by Christian Sig. So I believe he might be about 50-55 metres out here. Maybe even 60 metres, just trying to find something inside. Doesn't look overly confident. He takes a few steps and stabilises himself now, and of course talking about getting this kick up in the air, the wind is blowing directly across right to left. He puts it to the top of the square, a lot of players converging, and there's a whistle blown. And it looks like it's going to be a free going the way of Tea Tree Gully. There's a bit of confusion there, in fact. Yeah, it is actually thrown back to Payneham Norwood Union, so going to get a shot on goal here. It was I believe there might have been a holding free as the whistle went while the ball was still in the air. And it's Jack Hodges now who is able to put it through for the first goal of the day, and 2 scores already on the board for Payneham Norwood Union as Jack Hodges gets the goal there. He's got 14 goals to his on his season so far, and the first of the game from the Hahn scoreboard. Just some undisciplined defence there maybe from Tea Tree Gully. Just a lot of players converging. It was unlikely that any player was going to be able to take a mark regardless of it, and player just caught out there holding on. Payneham the beneficiary. So I mentioned before how important this is for both sides. Percentage is really close in this one. Tea Tree Gully coming to this one 7th on the ladder, 4 wins, 7 losses, 48%, and the same percentage for Payneham Norwood Union, 5 wins and 6 losses. And Tea Tree Gully get their first opportunity to try and clear the ball here as they go to the outer side. Robinson chasing the ball down for Tea Tree Gully as there's a free kick paid towards him. 60 metres out, he drops the ball inside. Contest forms, rolls to about 20 metres out, gets tackled to the ground and gets knocked over the line for Tea Tree Gully. So their first score of the game. It's 1-1-7 to Payneham, 1 behind to Tea Tree Gully. So Payneham now out of the square. They go to the outer side towards the boundary line. It gets knocked out of bounds. It's going to be balled in. Really that classic 8-point game, this one, and Tea Tree Gully, barring other, depending on other results, could catapult above Payneham Norwood Union today with a win. They just hold a 0.1 percentage advantage over Payneham at the moment. Of course, 1 game less than them, so they'll go even on wins with a win today. Just pip them off percentage depending on the margin. Ball bobbling around in the contest here. It gets socked along the ground by Payneham, goes to the wing and recovered, and he goes to speed right through the middle of the ground. That's Rahu again. Rahu hands the ball off and running inside forward 50. Just got pushed as he kicked it, and it was good defensive pressure there from Tea Tree Gully. It went through for a minor score, so 1-2-8 for Payneham Norwood Union, just the solitary behind for Tea Tree Gully. I think that was Christian Sig with the behind there, as a long ball goes up to just about centre wing here. Tea Tree Gully the beneficiary, a big handball all the way down. And that was Latham along the boundary line. There's a free kick paid here right in front of the Payneham bench. Ball drops in, Cansdall. So William Cansdall now, about 80 metres from home. Drops the ball about 30 metres down the line, goes towards the boundary line, and a free kick here paid to Tea Tree Gully. So it's Jake Robinson now. Has an opportunity here for a score. He's going to have to get it here about 45-50 metres. So Jake Robinson for Tea Tree Gully. Ball's on its way, it's coming back towards the goal square, swinging in, inside the goal square now, and Payneham clear. Right up the middle of the ground, it's a good mark, and here go Payneham again. No. Pops the ball 40 metres out in space, and it's a foot race to the ball. Picked up there by Christian Sig. Recovers, goes inside and converts a goal. It's the second goal here for Payneham. 2-2-14 to the solitary behind for Tea Tree Gully. An end-to-end footy for Payneham. Really, really good work there from Joseph Christiansig, who's got the ball, popped it out in space. He worked hard at the footy, beat his opponent to it, and he was able to work off his opponent and convert the goal in windy conditions. And look, the goal itself, it was elementary, but the play from Payneham Norwood Union was certainly really impressive as we work our way back into the middle, and it's a tough start here for Tea Tree Gully. Rahu comes to the bench, and he's had an electric couple minutes. Taj Rahu, number 11 for the Payneham Norwood Union, has got a player down in the Tea Tree Gully forward 50. He's just struggling to get to his feet here. And it's a player here for Tea Tree Gully. I'll just try and get eyes on who that might be. There seems to be someone now trying to limp off the field, maybe with a lower leg injury or an ankle injury. There's Rahu comes back onto the game. Christian Sig comes out of the game after his goal, and we're going to get back underway here in the first quarter of Div 1 Adelaide Footy League. And the Rucks go at it. Tap down in favour of Tea Tree Gully, but good pressure there from Payneham Norwood Union. They're able to get the tackle. And Tom Wagner here, the beneficiary. So pumps the ball inside forward 50. Contest brewing, and a big mark there for Tea Tree Gully. So an intercept mark and a tick to the name of the Tea Tree Gully defence, who conceded a couple goals early in this game. Long ball up the wing. It's a 1-on-2 in favour of Payneham, and they're able to recover. Knocked it on the floor, but a really good tackle there by number 3 of Tea Tree Gully. That's Zach Mackay. And the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. So ball's up in the air, tapped down by Payneham, and knocked into the middle of the ground here, and players converge on it. Really good tackle there for Jed Spence, and umpire says, give it back to me, I'll ball it up and give it another go. Up in the air now. Nick Kelly is able to knock it down. A ruck for Payneham Norwood Union, and Tea Gully knock it forward. And quick hands there. That was Friday handing it off. Goes inside forward 50. And a fight here. It's a 2-on-2 here for Tea Gully and Payneham. And Payneham the beneficiary here. Really good defence from them. Gets knocked away though. And tackled to the ground. Maybe a sling action, but called holding the ball. So really good tackle there. That was Blake Dodson. Dodson, a little chip kick. 15 metre, 45 degree angle kick goes in the centre of the ground at Pertaringa Oval. And a really good pick up there. It was Davidson. Flicks it towards the 50 metre line, and a contest bruise. Kick inside. Sitting under a hospital ball here, but a really good mark there for Tea Gully, and they're able to respond. So a couple intercept marks here for Tea Gully, and it was a really good mark there for the vice captain in Martin. Ball in dispute. Tea Gully recover and go out to the wider side, but it's another hospital ball here, punched away by Payneham. Recovered on the outer side. They're able just to beat Tea Gully at those 50-50 balls, as a low worm burner was just a little too much heat on it there, and Tea Gully are able to recover. Noah Hyde here at Tea Gully. Comes back corridor and puts it about 50 metres out as a dive for the mark is up there from West. Couldn't quite get it to go. Had 5 goals last time they met in round 3, Tyler West for Tea Gully. Payneham now with another turnover and able to pick the ball back off of Tea Gully and move the ball on the outer side. Scrimgeour trying to call for it over the other side of the field, but they opt to go up the sideline, and good tackle there from Jed Spence. The umpire says, give it back to me, I'll ball it up. So just favouring Payneham Norwood Union's forward 50 here, but taken out of the ruck and going forward here for Payneham. Beats him to the ball, but really good pressure there for Tea Gully, and we're at 45 metres out. Umpire will ball it up. The contest has begun to tighten up a little bit after the first couple goals went the way of Payneham. And no beneficiary there of the ball up, so they'll try it again. Mentioned before that this is a really important game for both sides with how tight this ladder is. Only one win separating 4th and 8th on the ladder. Of course, top 5 go through to the final series. There's another whistle has been blown, and it's going to go the way of Tea Gully here. So they get an opportunity to try and get their first goal on the board, and that's Adrian Friday here. So man on the mark sits about 45 metres out. A couple runners going past, but Friday says, I'll take it myself. Runs inside and he kicks it right on the Payneham 50. It's got a fair bit of boot on it. Gets it to the goal line, gets knocked over for a behind. So the Hahn scoreboard brings a second behind for Tea Gully here at home. That's 2-2-14 for the visiting Payneham side. And kick comes in here from Mackenzie and finds a teammate in the pocket, and they're on the run here again, Payneham, just looking to move the ball with pace. Go right up the side of the ground on the outer side. Tea Gully and Payneham knock it out of bounds, so umpire's going to ball it in right in neutral territory. So it was a hot start to Payneham Norwood Union here at Pertaringa Oval. It was just flattened out a little bit, and some of the possession going back to Tea Gully. As they recover here out of the pack, the Gullies, and try to go inside forward 50 again at pack forms, and Payneham moving the ball around now through hand, and really good ball movement. They try breakthrough tackles and they succeed. And they get through the middle now into the hands of Davidson. And Davidson pops up a ball inside forward 50 and it's marked. A really good mark there for Hodge. Ah, right. There we go, I was corrected. So that's in fact... I've got my numbers wrong on my score sheet, so that might be why. So Payneham now to try and convert on their third goal of the contest here at Pertaringa Oval. Moving inside now and floated up and really come off the side of the boot there. So certainly with the wind wasn't affecting that one as it's blowing the opposite direction, but couldn't convert on the shot there. So a chance here for Tea Tree Gully to try and capitalise on a mistake. A little chip to the pocket. Handball over and right down to centre wing and finds an open player at the back of the pack. So Bailey Hume now ball in hand. Right in neutral territory, just trying to find something long and goes long now at 45 metres out. Comes off the hands of Payneham. Out into space and beaten to it by Dodson of Payneham. Dodson, a little chip ball. Goes in, Shirley. Handballs it and Payneham finding a lot of open space here. Using the ball through hand. Moves it up to neutral territory again and a good contested mark. As he just stops and props and potentially something wrong with his shoe there. Maybe just come off. As the umpire calls play on, he comes back inside. Mackenzie chips the ball 45 degrees to the top of the 50 metre arc. Good defensive effort there from Tea Tree Gully. Forces a stoppage and the umpire will ball it up. A 12-point advantage here for the visiting side, Payneham. Off hands, brought back down to ground. It was a good tackle there from Tyler Martin, the vice-captain of Tea Tree Gully. Umpire will ball it back up. So we're about 50 metres out from Payneham's goal here as the contest heats up, and it was a good tackle down low, but I believe maybe the first contact was just a little bit high and it's going to go back the way of Payneham Norwood Union. So a few options left, right? They've got a 45 degree kick here to take off and they hit it there through Tyler Martin. Martin with a little 40 metre chip kick over the top and a really solid mark reaching overhead there. So Asprey, there's a little chip kick inside and just makes the 10 metre distance. Olsen pumps the ball inside forward 50 and people climbing a really good mark there. So I believe that's Tyler West there with the grab. He's going to be pushed right up against the boundary here and it is Tyler West. So averaging 2.4 goals a game on the season. The leading goal kicker here for Tea Tree Gully. You can see there on your screen, so he's tucked right up against the fence post here. He's probably about 35 metres out. Thank you to the Payneham bench for giving me the look at it. As he comes in now, man on the mark's about 25 metres out, and the wind almost takes it there, but just comes narrow side. And a third behind here through for Tea Tree Gully, yet to get their first goal of the contest on the Hahn scoreboard. 2-2-14 to Payneham. As ball now comes in front of the umpire's now called a hold right in front of us here at the Dartfish commentary booth. And the free going the way of Payneham. It was called against Personos there of Tea Tree Gully. A high long ball down the wing here for Payneham, falls out the back of the pack and both teams fighting for it. Recovered here and a really good spin move there going inside forward 50 and a really well executed kick. That was Tom Wagner. Spin move pinned up against the boundary and was able to find his teammate. Oh, that was Hodges. There you go. So it seems as if I've got my numbers and names mixed up on my score sheet. But it was really good work there on the boundary and good ball movement. So Hodges now. Man on the mark, maybe about 40 metres out. It looks online and it's right through the middle. Goal umpire didn't have to move. And the third goal on the board for Payneham. It's 3-2, 20 to 3 behinds for Tea Tree Gully. And a fantastic start here for Payneham. Certainly one to watch. Jack Hodges there is able to convert and had a really tough angle. This breeze is coming right across ground, coming right into his face there. It would have been wanting to push that ball back towards that left-hand goalpost and was able to just to hold through. He put enough oomph through it and split the middle. So a good start here for Payneham Norwood Union. They'll be really happy with that. The ball's now thrown up in the middle. You see some of that wind to its work as it blew the ball about 2 metres off to the left, but little bit of blocking inside. It's going to be advantage here. Scrimjaw goes inside forward 50 and a really solid mark there taken by Tea Tree Gully. 40 metres out. I believe that was Personos with the mark there. And just a messy disposal. Falls the way of Payneham now, and maybe just a holding free called here, so it's going to go back the way of Tea Tree Gully. They just couldn't convert there off the missed kick there by Personos. So Tea Tree Gully sitting about 40 metres from their defensive goal. Just trying to find something now. So Jack Asprey has the ball and hands it off. They go right out to the outer side wing. And a really good mark there. Able to take a contested mark. Takes off that 45-degree kick and just puts it over the head of Tyler West. Comes over to the 50-metre arc and ball's held together. So umpire's going to ball it up 50 metres out, dead centre of Pertaringa Oval. The umpire maybe just needs to check over some of the players here for a bit of blood. Adrian Friday just checked over, but nothing to worry about as Friday's now in the ruck. He's able to get the ball and handball it off as a kick goes inside, but an easy intercept mark taken there for Payneham. Decides to play on and come to the thin side. There's a bit of a sloppy kick in the end as it's knocked along ground. A few little handballs in there for Payneham, and they're able to boot the ball up the wing. Handball out here for Tea Tree Gully, moving the ball around now with ease, and a really good mark there to Friday. So Adrian Friday looks in the corridor and just comes off his boot, but recovered well by Tea Tree Gully. They pop on the boot and the wind gust blowing across Pertaringa Oval just blow that ball right out of bounds on the full to the shallow side. Didn't look all that bad a kick, but just got a wind gust at the wrong time. So Payneham now to play on from the pocket. He's out to about 40 metres out and just pops the ball up towards the boundary, just about nearly blows it there. Comes close to the boundary side. It's recovered there by Kelly. Just popped it on the boot and it just held up in the air. So fight for the contest here. Good handball out there from Mackay. But it's a turnover again for Tea Tree Gully and Payneham recover in the middle. Really good ball movement here. Handball inside. They try to get it back inside forward 50, about 55 metres out now. Tea Tree Gully trying to recover. Bit of contact off the ball, nothing called. And a hack off the boot going inside, but the wind again blowing that way out of bounds. And both forward lines struggling with the breeze here a little bit. Because we see gusts of about 30 to 40 kilometres an hour come right into us here. I believe this is Personos to kick the ball in from the pocket. Goes long up the line. Targeting there the ruckman in Blake Penny, the captain for Tea Tree Gully. Tries to bite off a 45-degree kick into West and he's able to recover. Good handball inside and a one-on-one up forward. Really good defence there from the Payneham Norwood Union back line. And they're able to recover, and Shirley with a mark. Shirley about 50 metres out, just chips the ball over the top and a poor bounce. A diving effort there from Catalano was unable to save it. So last possession, it's going to go back the way of Tea Tree Gully. So right in front of us here, Breeden just chips the ball about 30 metres and lets the wind do the work. Just floats it inside. It's going to fall back the way of Tea Tree Gully. Good pick up there and just drops it towards the goal square. A diving effort at a mark and he's able to convert there off the pick. It was just as we watch it in front of me here, it was a couple players just converging on the contest, but he was way too good, able to step around the defence. And that's Brodie Latham in for the first goal here for Tea Tree Gully. So 1-3-9 to 3-2-20 and Tea Tree Gully finally on the Hahn scoreboard. Hahn, great taste, ultra low carb, how good. Thank you for sponsoring Div 1 Adelaide Footy League, of course presented by Dartfish and Filming Footy. And just the contest starting to maybe stabilise here a little bit and swing a little bit back in favour of Tea Tree Gully. I mentioned how important this contest is for both sides and how bunched up the middle of the ladder is. Of course, Glenunga sitting undefeated on top going into this round. But below that, really, it's anyone's game. As Tea Tree Gully here look to get another clearance, but really good tackle, pressure here by Payneham as tackle going to the ground, and good tackle there from Tyler Martin, who's been busy in the contest early for Tea Tree Gully. Ball thrown up right in the middle again, and they'll reset. Ball getting bobbled around, and just handed the ball off here for Payneham. And recovered here. A little chip ball about 20 metres up the wing. Just trying to size up his opponent, and drops the ball 45 degrees inside, and a really good mark there taken by Sparkle. So Sparkle sitting about 55 metres out, just chips the ball at 15 metres, 45 degree angle inside, and an easy mark taken there for Jed Spence. So Jed Spence maybe on about a 30 degree angle, has a fairly good look at it, but as the breeze has died down here at Pertaringa Oval, just got to watch out for these wind gusts. He's got to kick this all of about 55 metres. He opts to chip it inside instead, and a really good mark taken there, but sitting right in the pocket. We'll try and get an eye on who grabbed that, and it was again, yeah, Jack Hodges with another mark. So trying to line up another goal here in this first quarter. Jack Hodges already with a goal to his name. He's able to bend it around, and it just hugs the goalpost and gets it through for another goal, and just curved that ball like a work of art. And another goal on the board here for Payneham. It's been a really good start to them. 4 goals to 26, 139 Tea Tree Gully on the Hahn scoreboard. And I just mentioned that the game was starting to stabilise, and maybe not. Maybe Payneham just have the ascendancy. When they get the ball, they're able to move the ball through hand, and even though this wind is proving to be a factor in this game, they're not letting it bother them. They find the open player inside the forward 50, and they're able to convert. So Jack Hodges with a couple goals to his name. He's certainly a contender for the Archie's player of the game. Of course, presented a pair of Archie thongs post-game. Rowie just flicks the ball over his head and quickly ascended on by 2 Tea Tree Gully midfielders. It's going to be a ball up here on centre wing as the Rucks go at it. Tap to the ground, Tea Tree Gully able to get the ball, and just a hack kick over the head. This is only going to drop about 15 metres up the ground for them. A little bit of a hospital ball, recovered inside, and boot inside forward 50 here for Tea Tree Gully as a lead up to the footy there by Tea Tree Gully. It comes off hands and recovered, going inside the pocket, left-hand side of the ground. And Payneham, as they've been able to do all quarter long, able to recover in the back line. It was really good work there. I believe that was Dodson in the back pocket. And they chipped the ball back out of danger. As Shirley inside and opts not to use him, they decide to just chip the ball along, and a good mark taken there by Nye, the captain of Payneham Norwood Union, the visiting side today. Opts to use Shirley this time, so they go lateral. Have a couple options even further along, as a little bit of pressure on this mark, but he's able to hold. A Scrimgeour moves the ball around now through Mackenzie. And Mackenzie, a little 30-metre dab kick up the wing, and that'll bring us to quarter time as the siren sounds. And a really, really good quarter here for the visiting side in Payneham. A win is crucial. They're currently sitting 5 wins and 6 losses, and just about equal percentage here with Tea Tree Gully. And a really good start for them here in NAIDOC, where we've seen a fantastic ceremony pre-game. But on the Hahn scoreboard, it's 4 goals to 26. Currently got the ascendancy over Tea Tree Gully, 139. We'll go to a little bit of a break for quarter time. We'll have all the second quarter action coming back your way.
At least he's telling you the names, you don't get them wrong. Oh, really? So you had it all right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I think it was okay.
It was good. Yeah.
I felt like it started to flow better.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounded like you're flowing with the game. Bringing in like a little offside.
It's here. I'm struggling because of the crowd of people in front of me. I can't
Okay.
see there, but I'll do the best I can.
Yeah. Yeah, when the wind really comes up, it starts to go. Your voice starts to go. So, can you possibly put that down onto the table? Because I think it might be the wind break on the microphone. That foam, the outside, the foam outside is like a wind break, and I think that's vibrating. Because no, don't take it off. Just put the microphone down on its side. Just put it so that the foam is actually. Yeah, no, it's just going to fall about. Yeah. Just keep that. I think the foam is vibrating. I'll let you know. Just yeah, I'll let you know. Just leave it like that for a while. Not across your paperwork though. It still sounded all right, but it didn't sound, so it's got a bit off-putting,
Yeah, you. Trying to hold on to it.
Welcome back to Payneham Oval. We've got an interesting matchup here between the home side Tea Tree Gully and the visiting side Payneham. About to jump off in the second quarter, but as we look ahead to this contest, and on the hard scoreboard, it's 1-3-9 to Tea Tree Gully, 4-2-26. 4-2-26 to the visiting side. So it's been a really interesting contest so far, and some of the goal scorers are still waiting to confirm one of them, but 2 to Jack Hodges, 1 to Joey Christensen, and 1 to Brody Latham, the lone goal scorer here for Tea Tree Gully. So waiting to confirm that 4th goal scorer for Payneham, but good advantage here in the first quarter as the second quarter gets underway, and it's a good tackle there on the outer wing. In fact, a free call, so good call holding the ball there, going the way of Tea Tree Gully, and it's going to be James White. Gullies now. Just drops the ball about 50 metres up the wing, and a really good mark taken there for Payneham. So had a few intercept marks there in the first quarter. Chops off a little kick inside to Brad McKenzie. McKenzie, a big ball down the wing, and contest forms. It's a 2-on-1 in favour of Tea Tree Gully. Ball falls to the ground, and Payneham just quickly onto the ball, and they've got the numbers ahead of the footy. So a big ball about 55 metres out puts it to the top of the goal square, and the wind maybe just pushing it out. I believe that's through for a minor score. It is. So the third behind of the contest, 4-3-27 to 1-3-9 for Tea Tree Gully. So the Gullies now to bring the ball back in. So just trying to find someone, and they go big about 55 metres down the line, but a really solid mark taken by Tom Wagner. Payneham. So Wagner goes to the top of the square. They've got a 2-on-1 here. Payneham is able to take a juggling mark. And a really good mark taken there in the goal square. So and a fun. That's Joey Christensen. There you go. So top of the goal square. Going to line up his second goal of the contest here at Pertaringa Oval. So not much angle to speak of, and certainly no distance. Only has to dob it through by about 10 metres, and does it easily. So the fifth goal on the board here for Payneham Norwood Union. 5-3-33, 1-3-9 on the Hahn scoreboard. Hahn, great taste, ultra low carb. How good. And the ball will go back into the middle of Pertaringa Oval, and not the response that Tea Tree Gully wanted, and Coach Justin Machota wants it out of quarter time. I'm sure the Tea Tree Gully midfielders will be conversing there and trying to find a way to answer and stop the bleeding, as the conditions are favourable. Apart from the wind, there's no cloud to speak of, no chance of rain here today. Beautiful blue skies here over Tea Tree Gully. Second multiple goal scorer here for Payneham already, and we're only about 2 minutes in. The ball gets thrown up here. Tea Tree Gully winning the tap and falling their way, but they're just not able to be clean with the possession. But they do dump a ball about 60 metres out in a contest form, and a big hit. But Tea Tree Gully now move the ball out wide into the hands of Noah Hyde, who's able to flick a ball out to about 10 metres out as players try and recover, and it's rushed through for a behind. Good defensive work there and from Payneham, and fourth behind now for Tea Tree Gully, 1-4-10 to 5-3-33 on the scoreboard. Presented by Hahn, and long kick out of the back line is intercepted by Zach Mackay of the Gullies. Zach Mackay right on the outer side. Just trying to find some movement inside, but covering the space extremely well, Payneham, as the ball gets punched forward. Just ran over the footy there. Handballs move around the pack here for Payneham. They're able to move it with ease. There's not much defensive pressure coming from Tea Tree Gully, but they're able to hold it up there, and umpires are circling. They say, give it to me, I'll ball it up. So they're about 60-65 metres out from Tea Tree Gully's goal. Ball gets batted down, picked up by Payneham. Looks like another contest forming, but recovered and flicked out the back of the pack. Players converging on the ball. Rahu flicks the ball out. Good smother there from Tea Tree Gully, and they're able to recover. A few hands in the back of the pack. Flick it to the hands of James White. James White moving the ball down the line, but another sloppy turnover here for Tea Tree Gully. There's another contest forms, and it's their captain there, Blake Penny, who's able to get the handball out. And there's another ball goes long inside forward 50. But Payneham playing goalkeeper here at the moment, and now move the ball around. Really good evasive work there from Tea Tree Gully as they drop a ball inside. It's a rush at the contest. West, who's able to shrug the tackle, couple little steps around his opponent, a fend off. Flicks it back off the left peg, trying to float it in, but a tough breeze to work against. It goes in for a minor score on the Hahn scoreboard. 1-5-11 to 5-3-33 in favour of Payneham Norwood Union. So it was really impressive work there from West, but just had a few too many defenders around him to make good work of it. So the ball gets set to the boundary line, but gets knocked over, and I believe they've actually called a 25 metre here, so umpires converge on the play. In fact, it was actually, no, it was knocked over, so a ball in. Knocked down to the floor by the Payneham ruckman, but recovered well. Sent to the top of the square and through for a minor score, so I believe that was Martin there with a snap around the body from about 45 metres out. 1-6-12, starting to become a tricky goal scoring affair here for Tea Tree Gully. 5-3-33 for Payneham Norwood Union. Out of the defensive goal square, goes along about 70 metres up the line. He works his way out the back of the pack and sends it long down the line. A good mark taken there as they work their way back up forward 50, and it's a foot race now. As Campbell gets the ball, flicks it out in front of his teammate. Then it's all about the bounce of the footy as he's able to recover in the pocket, and he flicks it back. The snap around the body here is just falling to the shallow side there for Wagner, so he can't convert, and a minor score here for Payneham. It's 5-4-34, 1-6-12 to the Gullies. A lot of minor scores here in this second quarter, and a lot of players having to try and snap around from the boundary and work their way against this breeze, which continues to blow across. So just trying to find something as they opt to go short. Machado now, 35 metres out from his defensive goal. Has an option short, decides to use it through Hyde. So Noah Hyde for Tea Tree Gully here. Trapped close to the boundary, so he's looking down the line and opts to go long. About a 40 metre kick, and the wind holds it up, and a really good mark taken there. Nick Kelly, the ruckman, takes a screamer and sends his boot into it, sends it 50 metres up the line. There's a big climb for the ball and a good mark taken there for Tea Tree Gully, so a crucial intercept mark. And they move the ball, they try to get it into the corridor, and they nearly come off with it, but a really good tackle there made by Payneham, and that was Austin Davidson there with a crucial tackle. Gives the ball back about 70 metres out. Drops the ball inside forward 50, about 40 metres out from goal. Ball comes free. A fight for it here in a one-on-one play. Fighting for it on the boundary, and the umpire says, give it to me, I'm going to have to ball it up. So just about a metre inside the boundary line here. They're about 45 metres around from Tea Tree Gully's goal. So Paynham's goal, I should say. As the umpire says, give it to me one more time. That ball's going nowhere. Ball's thrown up again. Ruckman fighting for it. West gets the hit. He's able to knock it around. The ball snapped around here for Payneham. Gets it deep inside forward 50. The ball's batted around and recovered here for Tea Tree Gully, but the ball back down in dispute. A good pick up there for Robinson. Try to handball it off, but it's intercepted. A good kick inside there from Campbell. And a free kick's going to be paid here in favour of Tea Tree Gully. So the Tea Tree Gully backline just holding up here and trying to stop some of this bleeding. And a good kick up the line, but maybe just misread some of the ball there. It's a 2-on-1 here in favour as the cavalry arrives. Good tackle on the boundary line here, but Tea Tree Gully pick it up. They have a kick inside and they use it now. It's a really tough contest there from Payneham, but it spills the way of Tea Tree Gully. They go inside forward 50. It's a 1-on-1. Tea Tree Gully giving away a bit of height. Covered here by the visiting side, Payneham. A really, really good tackle there, crucial.
I did dirty.
It's going to be a free here paid to Brodie Latham, so already a goal to his name. Maybe a little too far out to score. As we see him march back and he hands the ball off, so it's going to be a big hoof here from about 50 metres out. Just about carries the distance. It does carry the distance, but just goes to the narrow side for a behind. In fact, it hit the goal post. So Josh Spence with the behind there. Seventh behind of the contest here for Tea Tree Gully. 1-7-13 to 5-4-34 on the Hahn scoreboard. Hahn, great taste, ultra low carb. How good? And of course, thank Dartfish, our game day sponsor, bringing you the game. And of course, thanks for watching the game on Filming Footy live and free here on YouTube. Of course, Div 1 of the Adelaide Footy League. If you've just joined us, it's Tea Tree Gully versus Payneham. Div 1 of this massive footy league we have here in South Australia, and two of the best teams going at it and fighting for a finals position in what is a really tight ladder. Payneham recover. They flip the ball back through hand, right out on the outer side with space. They bomb the ball down as a gust of wind blows over the ground as it gets knocked out of bounds, off hands. It's going to be a ball in. As my eyes water in the breeze coming right into my face. It really is a beautiful day here, and it actually said pre-game it was 17 degrees, but it certainly doesn't feel that way. As the ball's in dispute on ground and both teams fighting for it. Tea Tree Gully now move the ball out through Mackay and on the boot. They go down the line. Scrimgeour recovers, but he's tackled to the ground. It goes out of bounds, so the umpire's going to ball it in. Tea Tree Gully just hanging in there, but every now and then, Payneham just have a 5-minute stretch where they're able to get a goal or two on the board and just regain ascendancy. Mackay with a little boot off the floor. Creates a little impromptu ruck contest. They hand the ball off, but he's tackled immediately by Hazelhurst, and the umpire will ball it up again. So about 50 metres out from Tea Tree Gully's goal. It's turned into a bit of a contested contest. There's a little bit of a soccer along the ground goes Tea Tree Gully's way. Right out on the outer side here. And maybe tackled without the ball, but the umpire calls play on. Says give it to me. So got tackled to the ground there. Maybe just had a hand on the ball at the wrong time, but umpire disagreed. Handball over the head here for Payneham, and they're able to recover here. So Nye picks the ball up and bombs the ball long down the wing. And Tea Tree Gully pick the ball up, and another turnover as a huge gust of wind comes over Pertaringa Oval. Drop the ball inside. 45-degree kick is taken, and a really good mark by Bailey Hume. So a really good chance to get their second goal here, Tea Tree Gully. And he's dead in front here, Bailey Hume. Probably only about, by the time he gets to his point of kicking, probably only about a 30-metre kick, 35-metre kick at best. And as I mentioned, right in front, but this breeze is blowing right to left for him, so maybe aiming right goalpost will get it done as the ball's on its way and he's able to convert. So the second goal on the board here for the home side, Tea Tree Gully. It's 2-7-19 to 5-4-34, and just keeps this game that little bit closer. He's on the board for his first goal. Of course, stats brought to you by Filming Footy today. And a really crucial goal there for Tea Tree Gully. They probably want to get another one or two in this second quarter and just go into the rooms at half time just feeling like they got a bit of momentum. They've been a little bit tougher at the contest here in the second quarter. They gave away a goal early right in the first couple of minutes, but since then you feel as if Tea Tree Gully have had a little bit of the momentum. So the ruckmen are going to go back at it as he climbs the pack there. There was a really good tap out there from Hodges. As the ball sits up in the air, a few players going at it. Really good courage there from Noah Hyde. He recovers now, tries to get the ball on the boot, and it was a really good tackle there. That was going the way of Sparkle. So Sparkle right on the paint of 50 made that tackle. So wind blowing right across him here. Going left to right for Tyler Sparkle. Looks fairly confident about this as he comes in. Gonna have to kick it all of about 55 metres. Gets right near the man on the mark, and it gets right to the goal line. Nearly marked by Payneham. Recovered a little bit of a handball out. They come back out. And a good tackle there from Tea Tree Gully. So it's going to be ball up about 25 metres out, straight in front of the Payneham goal. So a chance here for Payneham to try and respond immediately to that Tea Tree Gully goal. It is a beautiful day here at Pertaringa Oval. As the tap out goes the way of Tea Tree Gully, but converging on the ball, goes out near the boundary line. And they rebound outside the 50. West is fighting for it. Can't quite get there. And good movement by hands here for Payneham. There's a kick there, goes the way of Mackenzie. Mackenzie goes to the 50-metre arc. Recovered here. Good kick inside there from Catalano, who's able to get it inside. It's on the goal line, and a few shouts coming in. It was maybe a holding that wasn't called. Right on the goal line here as tackles are getting slung around, and there was a free called, so a sling tackle here going the way of Payneham. Dangerous tackle called. And right on the goal line here, he'll have to snap it around his body. A really shallow mark, so an opportunity here for Payneham to try and respond. So it's Joe Christiansig again to try and convert for his third goal of the contest. As you can see, he's trapped right on the boundary line, so he may have to opt to go around on his left. It looks as if he's going to try and banana it through on his right, and he gets it there for his third goal of the contest. And the Hearts scoreboard, they now move to 6-4-40. The Gully's 2-7-19. Their accuracy has hurt them so far, but Payneham have been able to execute and get it done on the scoreboard, and the third goal for Christiansig. So a really good mark for him, and certainly a contender for the Archie Stongs Player of the Game. Of course, presented a pair of Archie Stongs post-game. And they just keep doing what they've been able to do for the whole of this first half, is when Tea Tree Gully have had a little bit of that momentum, they're able to get it right back and respond immediately. The umpire gets it back into the middle and balls it up. As the two ruckmen go at it, Kelly was able to get the tap, and it's Payneham now with the clearance. Kelly now has a bit of space, and he's able to drop the ball inside forward 50, puts it over the head of his forward, and it's going rolling towards the boundary line, and they're going to have to ball it in. 40 metres out from the Payneham goal, and well and truly have that momentum now. So the ruckman converge. Seems as if Kelly's going to take a rest out of this ruck, and it's going to be someone else taking his place, West, in the ruck for Tea Tree Gully. Come down the other end of the ground to just try and stop some of this bleeding. They now get the ball out of their defensive 50. It's a good smother there for Payneham. Ball's battered around the boundary line, but the umpire says, give it to me, I'm going to have to ball it up, and the pressure lifts here for Payneham. Just not really giving Tea Tree Gully any space to move the ball. As the ball goes up, West grabs it out of the ruck and calls a ball fall around Pertaringa Oval. From the visiting Payneham fans, it gets knocked out of bounds, and they thought it come off the boot. Thought it was going to be last possession, but it's going to be a ball in here right in front of the Payneham bench. So the two rucks going to go at it here. West is going to go right up against Kelly, and they battle. As he's tackled immediately. In fact, that's not West, that's Blake Penny. So Penny and Kelly in the ruck together. Penny just ragdolls him, grabs the ball out of the ruck and boots the ball down the wing. Bit of a hospital ball here. Recovered well by Payneham. They flick the ball out the back of the pack, and a good little kick up to Kelly, and he's able to get the mark, and they called 25. It was a clean mark there to Kelly right in front of the commentary table, and it's given a 25-metre penalty here, which may just put him out of his range. So he boots the ball long to the top of the goal square, players fly, and they're just jostling for position there, as trying to get a look here over the Payneham bench. It looks as if the umpire says give it to me, I'm going to ball it up. Ball gets thrown up, and players converging around the boundary line gets knocked over. So in fact there's actually a free kick called, so it's going to go the way of Payneham here in the pocket. So it's actually going to go the way of Christiansig once again. 3 goals to his name, Joey Christiansig. So in a very similar position he was just a few minutes ago. There's an opportunity to try convert on a goal here. Tucked right up against the fence line. And opts to go on the left this time, and is smothered well. So well read there by the Tea Tree Gully defence, and it goes out of bounds. Ball in about 20 metres around from Payneham's goal. Umpire hurls it back in. in a really tricky spot here for Tea Tree Gully, and they've been unable to clear for the last couple of minutes. And Payneham going to make it a little bit more difficult. They recover now, flick the ball out wide. Ball gets bobbled around the boundary line once again and goes towards the goal line, but I believe boundary umpire says that went out of bounds. I'll have it back again. So just some stagnant footy here at the moment between both sides, but certainly the momentum sitting well and truly with Payneham. As the ball gets hurled back in again. Penny fighting for it, and he's able to knock it down, the captain for Tea Tree Gully, but shouts a ball coming. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Payneham Norwood Union, and they're going to get another opportunity here late in this second quarter to convert. An extra time here, of course, and it's going to be about 30-degree angle. So Jed Spence, a 30-degree angle. He's going to have to get this about 35 metres. He picks the grass up and tosses it in the air, Matthew Lloyd style. He's going to have to work with the light breeze here at the moment. But as we've seen, the breeze can pick up at any point as Spence rolls in. Kicks it straight at the left goalpost. He's able to split the middle. The wind did the work, and they're on board for yet another goal. And you see there how high that ball got off that kick. He just let the wind do the work. That's another goal on the board here for the visitors. It's 7-4-46 to 2-7-19 on the Hahn scoreboard, and Payneham have a really, really solid advantage now.
Not getting down Payneham.
So a goal here on the board for Payneham, and just really got all the momentum at the moment. We haven't seen an inside 50 here for Tea Tree Gully for quite some time. It's been a good solid 10 minutes or so since they've been able to get it inside their forward 50 and given their forwards a chance. So, of course, they're sitting right next to the Payneham coaches bench, and they're very relaxed at the moment with the way their team's playing. But Tea Tree Gully, right on cue, get that inside 50 we were talking about.
Good.
But it's the defense of Payneham who's able to hold strong and get the ball back out the back as they move it up the ring, and you hear up the wing, you hear the cries. A great kick coming from the Payneham bench, and it was a really good kick coming out of the back line there. As it goes towards the Payneham forward 50 once again. Recovered here by Tea Tree Gully, a little jab step and sent back the way of Payneham, and it's a mark there to the captain in Blake Penny as he moves the ball through the corridor, and Tea Tree Gully now trying to find something inside, and it's a kick there trying to find their key forward. Tackle there, maybe found near the shoulder, but called holding the ball, and really good tackle there for Payneham Norwood Union and their defence. And it was just Jake Robertson there caught sleeping, didn't realise how close it was, and Jordan Shirley with a crucial tackle there for Payneham. Able to cause another turnover there down back. Moves it along to the centre wing, and now the ball's in dispute. And now through the hands of Jed Spence, the goal scorer just from before, is able to move the ball inside forward 50, and a really good mark hitting the lead. Just taken right out in front, and if you want to see good ball delivery, and want to put that in the dictionary, because that is absolutely perfect. Served on a platter, taken about 42 metres out from goal. So got to line this one up. Kicks it on the arc of the 50, gets close to the goal line, and he's able to get it there. A really good conversion there for Payneham, and they're able to get on the board. And a big goal there for Payneham Norwood Union. So on the Hahn scoreboard, they now move to 8-4-52 to 2-7-19. And a really crucial goal there for them. And just as I mentioned before, I mentioned that they're starved of opportunities here, Tea Tree Gully. Their midfield just haven't been able to give them the forward line opportunities inside forward 50. We've only really seen one inside the last 10 or 15 minutes, and all of a sudden we've now got a bit of a blowout on our hands. If Tea Tree Gully can't come back into this game and convert on a couple of their very limited opportunities, as captain's inside and he's able to recover off a fumble ball. Gets an inside 50 there, but it's a scramble ball by both. West is able to recover, shrugs around a couple and boots the ball to the goal square, and they've now got a couple opportunities here to score, and it's an easy goal converted there for Brodie Latham, who connects on his second goal. And right on cue, they sent the ball inside forward 50. It was really good work there from the key forward, Tyler West, and gave his small forward the opportunity. So the third goal on the Hahn scoreboard here for Tea Tree Gully. It's 3-7-25 to 8-4-52, but it's been a tricky quarter here for Tea Tree Gully, but certainly gives them a little bit of that momentum swinging back their way going into the halftime break. So umpire brings the ball back into the middle. Thank you for joining us. If you have just joined us for Div 1 of the Adelaide Footy League here, of course, presented to you by Dartfish and Filming Footy. Thank you for joining us. The ball's aloft, and it was really good work there from the ruckman inside. He's able to work his way around a couple and boot it to the boundary line. They have to get to the footy there to try and save it, and he does as it goes over the line, so going to ball it back in. It was really good work there from Blake Penny, but just tried to find the space outside. It was a good recovery from Cody Tape, who was able to chase it down and stop the turnover. As the ball's hurled back in against the breeze. A good hit down there from the Payneham ruckman, but it's Tape there who's picked up the tackle, and a really good tackle there from Payneham. So a ball up here right on the boundary line, right smack bang between the two benches. As the tap goes down, ball's picked up here from Payneham as Spence is able to get the hand out, and it's called a throw, and had his eyes right on it, so maybe just spilled out and a little bit of a dive forward there for Spence. But from my vantage point, it looked like he got a hand on it, but umpire disagreed, so they bomb it long down the wing here, come off hands, into the hands of the umpire now, who's going to have to ball it back up. So about 60 or 70 metres out here from Tea Tree Gully's goal. Not long left here in this second quarter. And a free kick here paid in the ruck contest, going the way of Blake Penny, the captain. So he drops the ball into the corridor. A pack converging here, and Payneham, the beneficiary, able to try and boot the ball back out. Cop to Falcon. Comes back out of the back of the pack, and a good tackle there on the big ruckman for Tea Tree Gully. So about 40 metres out here for Tea Tree Gully to try and get a late goal and cut back into this margin here of 27 points. Penny just flicks the ball back out, the spoil kick. Spence flicks the ball out, and spinning around in the tackle, just kicks the ball into the corridor and gives Payneham an opportunity of their own. Recovered there well by Personos. Personos flicks the ball back over. Tape comes back into the corridor and pops the ball up in the breeze. Gets punched well by the Payneham defence. Falls into the lap of the forward line for Tea Tree Gully, and it's just hit the right-hand goalpost there for Tea Tree Gully. They can't convert. Jake Robertson was there with the behind, and the inaccuracy continues to hurt them. 3 goals, 8-26 on the Hahn scoreboard. 8 goals, 4-52 for Payneham Norwood Union. They look to hold it up, and half-time not far away. As they look to go long, a big 60-metre hoof right down the line as the pack converges. The ruckmen go at it, gets knocked towards the boundary line and gets taken out right in front of Tea Tree Gully's bench, and they'll ball it back in. So 29 minutes gone here in this second quarter. Siren surely will go any moment. Ball's hurled in. Ball tapped down here by Tea Tree Gully, out the hands of Penny. And Payneham just beat them to the ball. They move around through Rahu. Taj Rahu now with pace, moving ahead of the play. Kicks it inside, and a really, really good kick. Puts him in perfect position here, and he should be able to pop through another goal. He'll be lining up his second. So, not any angle to speak of here. Of course, as we've mentioned, with every set shot, there's a lot of breeze going left to right. So there's the siren, and a chance to try and blow this to a margin, and they're able to convert there. His second goal of the contest. That brings us to half-time, and on your Hahn scoreboard, it's 9-4-58 to 3-8-26, and a really, really good advantage here. 32-point advantage in favour of Payneham Norwood Union, and had a lot of momentum there in that second quarter. They were able just to get 1 goal, 2 goals in a row, and what has been really blowy conditions, they've been able to convert with their set shots extremely well. They've been propping the ball up in the air and letting the wind do the talking, and they take a really, really healthy advantage into half-time. So we'll go to a half-time break. We'll pick apart some of the goal kickers and some of the best players on and some of the contenders for the Archie's Thongs player of the game right after a break. But go and grab something to eat, something to drink, and we'll be right back with all the second half action. Perfect. Awesome, thank you. Just gets so bloody... I hope it's coming through alright. It gets really... Does it sound better once I stood it back up?
Yeah, it was coming through quite well, but whenever the wind comes up, it goes sort of, you know.
Quite flowy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wind dependent. It's not that good.
Yeah, I get just so stuck. So with my eye line, kind of like the left-hand goalpost is here.
Yeah.
Anything in that pocket, I just can't see.
Can't you?
It's just tricky, but
Yeah.
I tried standing up at one point. But I think it's flowing better than I thought it would.
Good. Yeah. No, I think the commentary's good, so, you know.
You didn't want anything, mate?
Sorry?
You didn't want anything?
No, I got my lunch here. I better, yeah, thanks.
Are you plugging me back in now? Yeah. Yeah, no worries. I'll go on in about a minute.
Yeah. Just don't swear or anything. Swear.
Hey mate, can I ask you a question? Commentator. Number 11, Taj. So I was going with Rahu. Close enough. Yeah, appreciate that. Oh, there you go. Awesome.
See bloody juniors coming through. He's been got juniors.
Ah, awesome. Nah, cool. I'll give that a shout out.
Yeah, all good, mate.
Welcome back for the third quarter here. Of course, Div 1 Adelaide Footy League. We've got a match-up between Tea Tree Gully, the home side, wearing their fantastic NAIDOT Week Indigenous-inspired Guernseys. They've got the yellow numbers on the back, which of course isn't their usual style, but look absolutely fantastic. But unfortunately, the party's been spoiled here by Payneham Norwood Union. 9-4-58 to 3-8-26, and it's been a couple likely types up forward. Jack Hodges, Joey Christiansig. 3 goals apiece for them so far, and we'll go over some of the stats, of course, brought to you by Filming Footy. We unfortunately don't have the disposal numbers in front of us here, but Joey Christiansig and Jack Hodges leading the way with 3 goals apiece. It's 2 to Peter Minavini, and then we've also got 1 to Jed Spence. So the forward line getting it done for Payneham at the moment, but it's been their ability to be able to move the ball through hand in tight contests and just find the next player in the play and just get the ball inside 50 and hold it in there. They spend a good half of that quarter there not allowing Tea Tree Gully to get inside forward 50, but
I actually think I'm seeing him tonight.
the 32-point advantage, the favour is in their way as the umpire holds the ball off for the second half here at Tea Tree Gully. Div 1 of the Adelaide Footy League. We thank you for having us here on Filming Footy. Of course, presented to you by a game day sponsor, Darfish, as Tea Tree Gully get the clean clearance out of the centre break. It gets punched away by Payneham and the defenders there. They go to work, but it's West with the interception. Picks the ball up as he drops the ball towards goal. It goes to the left-hand side, through for a minor score. So 3 goals, 9 here. They've been inaccurate, Tea Tree Gully, 27. So 9 goals, 4-58. So Payneham Norwood Union on the Hahn scoreboard. Hahn, great taste, ultra low carb, how good. So Payneham out of their goal square, but it's intercepted on the 50-metre arc. They drop a ball inside, but a free's been called back on the previous play, so it's going to remain with Payneham. It was Brodie Latham there, the only multiple goal scorer here, and it was a 25-metre penalty as well. So Brodie Latham thought he had an opportunity for his 3rd goal for Tea Tree Gully, but wasn't to be. Kick up the outer side, and another free kick called there for a hold, going the way of Payneham. So Altamare kicks the ball long down the wing. It's knocked down in front, and The pack converges around on the boundary line, gets knocked out of bounds, so the umpire's going to hurl it back in. It's around 60 metres around, 70 metres around from Paynham's goal here. A little bit of a conversation between the field umpire and the boundary umpire, but we're going to hurl it back in now. And it goes in. Penny in the ruck. Drops it down in front. And another pack forms, and the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it back up again. Balls it up one more time, and Penny with a big fist forward. Recovered by Payneham here, and it looks like another pack's going to form as gets tackled. And another ball up here just inside the boundary line. So it's Penny and it's Kelly, the ruckman, going at it. Blow after blow. Ball gets knocked down to the feet, and another pack forms here. So you feel as if someone's just going to have to break through this pack for either side and just knock it to their advantage. Penny knocks it down in front. The ball just gets kicked about 5 metres away from the pack, and it's another pack forming here. A good tackle down low. Ball falls to the ground. And the whistle blows. I believe this is going to be free going the way of Payneham, and it is. In fact, no, he said no, I'll take it again. Ball didn't seem like it was trapped in there, but umpire disagrees. Penny drops it down for Tea Tree Gully. It slowly falls in favour of them, and they're able to get a little bit of space on the outer side. They move it long down the wing to a one-on-one contest. That's Penny there fighting for the ball for Tea Tree Gully as they're able to recover. They flick the ball back, and a kick inside forward 50 to another deep one-on-one. And it gives Cancel the opportunity to try and score, but it rolls out of bounds, about 35 metres out from the Tea Tree Gully goal, right in front of the light pole here. So umpire to hurl it back in, and the first 3.5 minutes in this contest has been quite contested, and neither side's been able to really get too much space. There's a smother kick through the tackle, is bounced up and down and held, and umpire says I'll take it again. So centre ground about 30 metres out. Gets recovered here by Payneham, and it was a good clearing kick there by Jed Spence. Had a goal there in that first quarter. He's been pretty busy in this game as the tackle goes to the ground, and it's called a push in the back. So Tea Tree Gully will now get possession back. So right here on the outer side, and a lot of this play in this third quarter happening right out close to the boundary line. So he comes back corridor, and it's a good intercepting mark. Good contested mark here for Payneham. A little chip kick, a dangerous one inside. It gets knocked free, and Payneham now have to scramble and recover, and they do. Effectively to the outer side now as a juggling mark is taken. So I believe that's Wagner there with the mark. Wagner goes long down the line to a one-on-one, and a tough contest here, and it's one away there by Tea Tree Gully. Maschota just handballs it forward, but another pack forms, and it's rolling towards the boundary line here. Both teams chasing out of it, and it goes offhand. So right centre wing here on the outer side, the umpire's going to hurl it back in. It's been a really tough contest here to start this third quarter. Tea Tree Gully have come out with a little bit more vigour. They hurl it back in. Ruckman tap it down to the feet, and Tea Tree Gully at the back of the pack. They're able just to scramble a kick out. Kelly, the recovery for Payneham, just boots the ball back in the corridor, and it's a foot race to the ball. Tea Tree Gully, Payneham going blow for blow, and they handball the ball out in front, and it's now come to this near side, right in front of the Tea Tree Gully bench. A little hand goes out, and it's a push in the back going in favour of Tea Tree Gully here. So it's Personos, the defender for Tea Tree Gully. Just chips the ball over the top, a little bit of a dangerous one, but he's able to take it. Noah Hyde. So Noah Hyde just runs corridor and sends the ball long, a 50-60 metre kick, and good intercept mark taken there. So a really solid mark taken by Brad McKenzie, playing goalkeeper there for Payneham. Moves the ball right out to the outer side. Catalano just chips the ball, falls to the ground, and goes out of bounds once more, so they'll hurl it back in. So a lot of pressure coming from both sides here, not really giving each other the opportunity to move the ball with ease. We've seen Payneham able to move the ball by hand through packs, find the open player at every single spot. Rahui moves the ball around. He's able to move with pace, but falls into the lap of Tea Tree Gully once more. Olsen for Tea Tree Gully drops the ball inside, and it's a really good kick as he's able to find Tyler West. Had a 5 metres of space and took an uncontested mark, so he's got about a 25-degree angle here, favouring the outer side. And he's just wandered past the 50-metre arc now. Man on the mark's probably about 35 metres out. He should have the distance covered, the big fella, but it's a question of accuracy as the wind is blowing from left to right to him. As he winds inside. Tyler West trying to get a goal on the board. Puts it up and just a little bit too much to the right, in for a minor score. So yet to get on the board, Tyler West, averaging 2.4 goals a game. When you look at the Hahn scoreboard, it's 3 goals 9 now, 3 goals 10 in fact, 28 to the Tea Tree Gully side. As Payneham drop the ball down the wing as a pack forms. It's Olsen out the back for Tea Tree Gully. He's able to collect and turn around and drop it right down, and it looks like it's going to go out of bounds on the full, but in fact it's actually marked just inside the line. So a really good mark taken there, right on the paint. Drops the ball inside, trying to find West, but falls short. The pack forms here near the top of the goal square, and the umpire says, give it to me, I'll throw it up in a really dangerous position here for Payneham. I want to give away the first goal of this third quarter. We do have a advantageous lead. Tackles into the floor, and it's a really strong tackle, and we'll be balled up in the same spot. So on the Hahn scoreboard, 3-10-28 to 9-4-58. It's a 30-point advantage. There's another tackle to the floor here, and only got him about 5 metres. Almost been played like a rugby game at the moment, just shifting a couple metres at a time. There's the ball now on the floor once again, and they scrum together. Just waiting for this quick snap at this pack. Either way, advantage either side, as Rahui with a really clean pickup with one hand off the floor. The ball gets knocked around. Olsen tries to turn around his opponent. Got a handball out. Shouts a throw coming from the Payneham contingency here, and a ball up here. The umpire's going to throw it up. He does now. So players contesting for it as Rahui's inside there. And shouts of high tackle there, but they've called holding the ball, so it's going to go the way of Payneham now, trying to find something inside. In fact, Tea Tree Gully. So Olsen just goes corridor and sends it to about the 30-metre mark right out in front of his goals. Falls into the hands of his teammate, and Hyde not called for holding the ball, so really good tackle there from Blake Dodson of the Payneham Norwood Union side. Just moves the ball out to the outer side. Catalano, 20-metre kick, just moving the ball into uncontested hands. Goes long down the wing as players go to the floor. Shouts a push coming from the Payneham bench. Nothing called, and Olsen with another touch. So he's been busy in this third quarter. As Olsen drops the ball inside, and there's a free called as Olsen was knocked down after the kick. So they've called advantage. Friday drops the ball inside, and a saving mark taken there for Tea Tree Gully as they'll get a shot on goal here through Cody Tape. Cody Tape is pinned up against the boundary here, so seems as if he'll need about 30-35 metres on a kick, so distance shouldn't be a problem really. He's got a bit of breeze heading right across him here, and he could use that to his advantage. Moves around on the right foot, props it up, it's going to go close, goes to the goal line, ball's batted around and it's saved, and Payneham will have a chance to recover. In fact, it was knocked through for a minor score, so they now move to 3-11-29. It's been the accuracy here of Payneham that's proved to be the beneficiary. They now move the ball out of their goal square. It's McKenzie, a little chip kick into the corridor, and they now look to use that corridor, going right up the middle. There's a one-on-one contest, and holding call was called there as he was tugging on the jumper. There's a big gust of wind now comes over the oval. 40-metre chip kick up the wing just carries the pack. The breeze carrying it there, and pack forming to the ground right in the centre wing here. umpire to get the ball and hurl it back up. The captain for Tea Tree Gully gets a hand on it. It was a good tackle there from Olsen, gets it to the ground. Really impressive Olsen for Tea Tree Gully so far in this one, and it's a shame we don't have stats in front of us. I dare say he's got a good 7 or 8 disposals to his name in this third quarter as Payneham now look to move the ball forward. There's a good recovery, but here comes a hospital ball inside forward 50. A couple of players converging on it. A good fist there from Jordan Personos. And it falls into the hands of Tea Tree Gully, who are scrambling to recover. They boot a ball down the line, and players converging on it, and the attempted mark there from Jack Hodges, but it goes out of bounds. So right in front of the Tea Tree Gully bench here, boundary umpire to hurl the ball back in. Do now is Penny's able to hit the ball down low and Mackay can't pick it up. The umpire says give it to me, I'll throw it up again. So the ball's now scrambled on the floor, recovered by Tea Tree Gully, and a good hack out of the pack, but a bit of a falcon, and he's able to catch it off his face. So Scrimjaw, Felix Scrimjaw that is. Doesn't matter how you mark him, you just got to mark him. There's a climb over the pack there for Tea Tree Gully, can't go, and tackle to the floor there. A really good tackle there from Joshua Spence. The ball's now thrown up again. Hodges going at it in the ruck. Handball out here for Payneham, goes towards the boundary line. A little dribble handball on the floor there from Altamar, and can't go. Gets knocked back into the corridor here for Tea Tree Gully, and yet another one. So a lot of stoppages here in this third quarter. Perhaps some tired bodies coming into it, but certainly proving to be a little more aggressive in the contest, Tea Tree Gully, in this third quarter at home here. Of course, they're wearing their Indigenous jerseys, which look fantastic with the yellow numbers. They're a standout. Certainly helped me as a commentator pick out the numbers, which is a really good thing for me, as Hodges rips through the pack and he's able to flick out a handball. He was held there, Rahui, so he'll now get the ball about 50 metres out. And one of the quickest players on the floor, on the oval here. And doesn't look overly confident here as he lines up the shot here. And he puts the ball back on his feet here, and he looks like he's decided he's going to give it a crack. So the wind blowing right across him, right to left. Gets a little bit of a stagger step and steps off his line. Gets a lot of foot into that. It's going to go close, and it does carry the distance, but through the shallow side for a minor score. So the 5th behind of the game here for Payneham, 9-5-59. Currently got it over Tea Tree Gully, 3-11-29 on the Hahn scoreboard. What has been a really tough contested third quarter. Payneham just holding this lead as a sloppy kick out of the goal square is intercepted, and all of a sudden it's going to give Minavini his chance to convert on his 3rd goal of the game. He kicked the final goal right on the siren of half time, and he'll get another opportunity, a pretty easy one at that, about 30 metres out, straight in front, no real angle to speak of. So Peter Minavini rolling in now. It looks good, but it's just going to the left-hand side through for another minor score. So 9-6-60 now on the board here for Payneham to 3-11-29 on the Hahn scoreboard. So 31 points the margin in favour of Payneham here. Just the 1 point difference from what we've seen at half-time. It's been a tough, tight contest in the third quarter, as Friday gets involved in the pack and tackled to the ground now after the whistle, and Hodges ripping him to the ground here right in front of our camera. The umpire calls to the ball and throws it up as the ruckmen go at it. Penny throws the ball down to the floor, and Olsen gets a boot on it. He's able to get 10 metres on it, but it's Payneham the beneficiary. They're able to recover. Mackenzie flicks the ball out, and it's into the hands of Kelly. Uses his midfielders, and he's able to... But Tea Tree Gully are able to intercept, and another pack forms. So we're still in neutral territory here for both sides, maybe slightly just favouring Paynham's side. A lot of the ball living inside Paynham's territory, but Tea Tree Gully now through. Olsen get it inside forward 50 as the ball goes low to a pack. Ball falls to the ground and Payneham defence scrambling to recover. They try to flick it over now through to Mackenzie, and he's trying to work around the boundary but gets tackled out of bounds. So a free kick looks like it's been called here, in fact, so it's going to go the way of Tea Tree Gully here.
Oops.
So they have a shot on goal here, albeit quite a tough one. As they drop the ball to the top of the goal square, and a really good mark taken and good vision there. He's able to find his teammate on the chest in Brodie Latham, who the only multiple goal scorer here so far for Tea Tree Gully, and he'll line up his third from a pretty easy spot. But their set shots have been a problem today, so 3-11 on the board at the moment, just for 29 points. It's an understatement to say that he needs to convert on this opportunity. It's one of the easiest ones they've had of the game. So rolling in now, and he's able to convert on a goal, so the third one on the board for Brodie Latham. He now kicks his 24th goal of the season, had 21 coming into this game, and certainly been one of Tea Tree Gully's best with his third goal, and a crucial one at that, as they're winning this third quarter at the moment, and they're winning in the contest. They're able to get the ball and find some open plays. They're playing scrappy footy, but it seems as if they're getting Payneham to play that same game style, and it's working a little bit in their favour now as they're starting to cut into this lead. It was a 32-point advantage in favour of Payneham at half-time, is now 25 points. Albeit still comfortable for Payneham, it gives Tea Tree Gully an opportunity to maybe just get themselves back into this game. So boundary umpires now work the ball back into the middle. Commend the boundary umpires as they work their way up the field. He's moving with grace, that boundary umpire. The ball to be thrown up again, a little bit of momentum the way of Tea Tree Gully at the moment. Penny rising up in the ruck is able to knock it down, but into the hands of Payneham Norwood Union, but called holding the ball there. It was a really good tackle made by Cody Tape. So Tape smothered, and a really good smother at that, and he's able to recover, and a really good second effort, and a fantastic tackle there made. Fantastic tackle there made. So Penny's able to knock it down. Tom Wagner with a fantastic tackle there. The Tea Tree Gully now to drop the ball inside. Really good pick up there from West by the big man. Drops the ball back. Olsen flicks the ball inside. There's 4 or 5 Tea Tree Gully players surrounding the ball now, but it's trapped down low, and the umpire will ball it up. So about 20 metres out from Tea Tree Gully's goal here, and a chance to get back to back.
Unbelievable.
Friday in the ruck, but it's knocked down there by Nicholas Kelly. Thumped all the way towards the boundary line and tackled out of bounds, so they'll ball it back in. And 20 metres around from Tea Tree Gully's goal. So about to haul the ball back in. Ruckman going at it. West flicks the ball down low to Olsen, who's been really, really busy in this third quarter, but he's immediately set on. And the umpire will ball it up. Really impressed with Christopher Olsen's work so far in this game. There's a free call here, and it looks like it may be going the way of Tea Tree Gully, and
Is that Olsen?
it is, so they'll have an opportunity to try and convert on back-to-back goals here. And it is Olsen there, so maybe a little bit of holding off the play in the ruck contest there, as Olsen gets an opportunity to try and get some reward for his hard work here in this third quarter. So Chris Olsen now just wandering in. He's only got about a 30-degree angle, and it starts way left, and it is recovered and nearly held on to. He's able to snap around his body and convert on the goal there. Tea Tree Gully, they made the best of a bad situation through Cody Tape, I believe the goal scorer there was, and just found himself right place, right time. And they get another goal on the Hahn scoreboard now, so 5-11-41, so 9-6-60. They now just trail by 19 points. A really important goal there. The umpires now bring the ball back in, but it's been their ferocity at the contest at the moment, Tea Tree Gully. They're just taking those second chance opportunities. You've seen there, it was obviously a bit of a shocking kick off the boot there for Christopher Olsen, but They're able to recover, find themselves in the right situation, and made the best of a bad situation. So umpire back in the middle. Contest starting to heat up a little bit, and Penny's starting to dominate in the ruck here. But his opponent there is able to get the ball and move it around to his midfielders. There's a little bit of holding off the ball, but nothing called there by the umpire. As Payneham now go inside, Hodges goes crashing to the floor. Tea Gully trying to kick it straight back out of their back line. As players converge on about 50 metres out from goal, and umpire circling, says give it to me, I'll ball it up. So held up here, and an advantageous position here for Payneham as the ball goes down low, deep inside their forward 50. Gets handballed away and gets knocked towards the boundary line. Calls it deliberate here coming from the Payneham contingency, but umpire says no. Genuine attempt to bring it back in. It's going to hurl the ball back in, so we're only about 5 metres around from Payneham's goal. Ball goes crashing on the floor. A lot of players in this contest just trying to find someone that can get a snap out of the pack and regain some momentum. 19-point advantage here for Payneham. They want a goal here just to try and swing it back their way. There's a lot of players just trying to get any kind of limb onto this one. The snap around the body there is going to fall to the shallow side for Payneham, in through for a minor score. So 9-7-61. It's a 20-point advantage, 5-11-41 to the Gullies on the Hahn scoreboard. Hahn, great taste, ultra low carb, how good. They look to come to the near side out of the kick out here. And a pack form, so I'd love to see the stoppage numbers here in this third quarter. It's been a really tight and tough contest. Both teams getting stuck in as Penny races over for the ruck contest. And it gets knocked out of bounds, so the umpire's going to ball it back in. Really intrigued with the matchup between Kelly and Blake Penny, the captain for Tea Tree Gully. They've been going away at it in the ruck and had to use a lot of their energy here in the third quarter. Blake Penny would certainly have a few kegs over his opponent, but he's holding his own, Nick Kelly. As they drop it down low, and a really good clunk there from Friday as he quickly turns around and drops the ball in, but just had a little bit too much heat on it. And a little bit of a fumble there in the back line here for Payneham gives Tea Tree Gully the opportunity to swarm, and Tyler Martin in there with a tackle. So about 40 metres out, 35 metres out from the Tea Tree Gully goal, and a goal here you feel would just be crucial. Get it down to just 14 points if they're able to convert. Players converge on it here as he's maybe tackled without the ball, and he was. So had the ball on his hand, ball's come out in the contest and he just got clung onto there. So he's actually going to have a chance, Brodie Latham here, to go back and convert on his 4th goal of the game. In a really, really good position here. He's only about 20 metres out, directly in front. So Brodie Latham, maybe the advantageous one out of a contentious umpiring decision, but they let it fall his favour, and if he's able to convert on this set shot, it seems as if it'll bring this game right back, and he does just that with a goal there. So the 6th goal on the board here for Tea Tree Gully, and they've just about owned this third quarter, and they've brought it right back. It's 6-11-47, and they're just starting to come back into this one. 9-7-61 to Payneham Norwood Union, and 14-point advantage here on the Hahn scoreboard. Hahn, great taste, ultra low carb, how good. Been a really, really impressive quarter and game so far from Brodie Latham. He just gets himself in the right position in the forward line for Tea Tree Gully, and had 21 goals coming into this game. Certainly has done himself some help here with 4 goals. Certainly plenty of time left in this game to get a couple more as they're trying to find the ball and get it back into the middle of the ground. But we've got 26 minutes gone in this third quarter, and only a couple minutes you'd think left in this one, but I'm sure Coach Justin Machota of the Tea Tree Gully side and the home side here will be certainly happy with the third quarter that they've produced and given themselves an opportunity as we roll in. As I mentioned, just a 14-point advantage now for Payneham. They had a 32-point advantage if you've just joined us at half-time. They dominated right from the outset, but this third quarter's all belonged to Tea Tree Gully. and particularly the likes of Chris Olsen, the midfielder here, the number 2, long hair for Tea Tree Gully. He's dominated around the contest, and I'd say he'd have about 10, 12, 13 touches here in this third quarter alone as West attacks the ball, but it spills behind him. And a good recovery here from Payneham as they're able to move the ball out of their defensive 50. Drop the ball long down the wing, but Tea Tree Gully says, I'm going to pick it up and send it right back in, but it was a really good mark taken there by Blake Dodson. A tough contested mark as he takes some time to get off the floor. He wore a body there from Tyler Martin, the vice-captain of Tea Tree Gully, off that mark. Now he opts to come here to the near side, and a really good contested mark taken again from Tom Wagner. He's working his way up the ground. Tom Wagner just maybe slowing down this contest here and bringing us closer to three-quarter time. 27 minutes gone. Drops the ball long down the line here, and Penny crashing over the pack trying to get a fist on it, and Rui thought he was in space, and he was in space, but the siren beats him to it, and it takes us to three-quarter time, and what all of a sudden has come to a really entertaining contest. A 14-point advantage here for Tea Tree Gully. It's 6-11-47. They're facing Payneham Norwood Union 9-7-61 and on the Hahn scoreboard, and what a fun game we've got ahead. The fourth quarter coming your way. We'll go to a break and be back with all the fourth quarter action. Don't go anywhere.
Close game now.
Sorry?
It's a good game now.
Isn't it? That was a really
Tightened up, yeah.
Number 2 is the Olsen.
Yeah.
Really good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really quick, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been really good.
Charges out of packs and,
Yeah. No, really entertaining. I felt like I personally flowed a lot better that quarter.
Yeah.
Getting the hang of it.
Yep, excellent. But that number 2, he didn't kick very well. Yeah, they got the goal. Yeah.
I think it was taken, but I'm not sure. But I've got every other goal.
Yeah. All right.
These binoculars, I grabbed them off my brother. He does a bit of pulsating.
Hi, will this go on to the news or Channel 9?
No, it's going on YouTube.
Oh,
It goes on YouTube. It's live, you know.
so how long will be the video?
Well, it'll be 2.5 hours.
Oh, jeez.
Quite long.
You could try making your own channel with a footy.
Maybe just one of them Wayne Munro swim tackles. I would have hated to tackle one. He used to grab and the shoulder would come in.
Person who does the thingy.
Sorry.
Okay.
Cool. But you can watch if you want.
Okay.
You can, yeah? Awesome. Hello and welcome back to the fourth quarter action here at Pertaringa Oval, Tea Tree Gully, and it's looked like it was going to be a comfortable victory for Payneham at half-time. It's come back a little bit in favour here at Tea Tree Gully, and on the Hahn scoreboard it's 6-11-47 to the home side and 9-7-61 to Payneham Norwood Union, and it's come right back. It was a 32-point advantage at half-time to Payneham, but just 14 points now, the beneficiary, and coming home with a storm, and it's been Christopher Olsen in the midfield. Number 2 there, you can see his number for Tea Tree Gully, who's proved to be a difference, and some of the goal scorers as well. Brody Latham with 4 goals for Tea Tree Gully has been crucial, but a couple key goal scorers as well for Payneham in the first half is the reason they're in front now, as Hersonos battles and knocks it out of bounds through the hands of Harrison Viney. So right in front of the Payneham bench here, the ball's going to be hurled back in. The ball comes in now and a couple of players converge on it as Penny knocks it down in front. Pack forms and good handball out the back here for Payneham, trying to just find an option, but recovered by Tea Tree Gully, a really solid pickup. A couple of players converge on it now and a tackle there. A lot of calls coming from too high over the head, but it was an effective tackle in the end there to Noah Hyde, and umpire says central wing, I'm going to ball it up. Penny just slaps the ball 10 metres forward through the legs of West, and Payneham now flick the ball forward. Gets knocked out of bounds once again and going to be balled back in that same spot right in front of the Payneham bench. So boundary umpire about to hurl it back in. 2 ruckmen go at it. Neither ruckman able to get the tap down, but it's Payneham now with the opportunity to get the ball inside forward 50. And a really good mark taken in front. The Tea Tree Gully defence there caught sleeping, and it'll give Payneham the opportunity to get the crucial first goal here of the fourth quarter. And Christian Sig now to an opportunity to try and convert on his 4th goal to match Brody Latham at the other end. The 2 number 22s just dominating the goal scoring here. He's got a little bit of a tricky kick here, of course, with the wind blowing across left to right. So Joey Christiansig there, chance to try and convert on a 4th goal. He marches in now, and you feel as if he has to aim at left goal post. He probably aims at left behind post, and it floats in for a behind. So a minor score on the Hahn scoreboard. 9-8-62. They lead Tea Tree Gully 6-11-47. Hahn, great taste, ultra low carb. How good? Thank you for bringing us the scoreboard today. And of course, thank you for watching us on Filming Footy, bringing us all the stats as well. As Tea Tree Gully march out of their backfield and are able to find an uncontested mark there through Martin. No, Martin was actually the one that kicked the goal around the bend in the 3rd quarter. The vice captain, to find West, and he chips the ball laterally inside, and it's Spence who wants to go through the corridor. West flicks the ball over, and it's a bit of a tricky handball who puts his teammates under pressure, and good tackling pressure here for Payneham Norwood Union, and calls for holding the ball coming from the Payneham contingency, but the umpire says give it to me, I'll throw it up right to the centre of the ground. As the ruckman takes it out of the ruck and he tries to kick it away, but intercepted here by Payneham. Christian Sig works his way around his opponent, flicks the ball on his left foot inside forward 50, just over the head of Hodges. And they move their way around inside and intercepted well by Tea Tree Gully through Machota. Gust of breeze comes over the oval now. He looks to the outer side, and big 50-metre kick down there now. Tries to get it into the hands of Penny. Goes over his head, and Payneham now get the ball and chip the ball inside forward 50. Called not 10, so umpire called play on, and it fell back the way of Tea Tree Gully. Zach Mackay, the beneficiary, boots it right up to the central wing, right on the outer side, and players fighting for the ball now. fighting around the boundary line. It looks as if it may go over, and umpire says, yep, we're going to ball it back in. As you may catch that in the effects mic, that's a big bluster of wind coming through. As the umpire and go at it, my mouse pad and the mouse goes crashing to the floor. Teatree Gully now moving inside forward 50. It's a good kick out in front and really good ball delivery. And it might give Latham an opportunity for a 5th goal here. He's marked the ball about 40-45 metres out. He has a lot of breeze to work with blowing right across him here. So blowing left to right, you feel as if he'll have to aim at the right-hand side of the right goalpost. But for his 5th goal of the afternoon, rolling in, it looks good, and it's just sneaks in. He's kicked his 5th goal, and there was a bit of a hush over the oval, but it just sneaks in and the crowd roars, and all of a sudden this game's become a little bit closer on the Hahn scoreboard. 7-11-53 to 9-8 for the Payneham side, the visiting side, and it's starting to tighten right up. It was 9-8-62 for Payneham, so a really big goal there for Teatree Gully, and Brodie Latham has just dominated up forward for them. Having an extremely big game, and talk about some of the contenders for Archie Thong's player of the game. It could well be him. In the ruck contest, Penny is able to be the beneficiary. Kicks it long out of the midfield. And Teatree Gully here just trying to find something again inside forward 50. They float the ball up in the wind, and it's a really good mark taken out on the lead. So again, that is Brodie Latham, who was able to get in the right spot and took a really tough contested mark. However, this kick is going to be a lot harder. He's trapped right up against the fence line. It looks as if he's going to come out now, play on, and just put it up in front of the goals and just try and float it in, but lands about 5 metres out and it's thumped through by Payneham for a minor score. So it cuts the lead now down to just 8 points. 7-12-54 to 9-8-62 on the Hahn scoreboard. Hahn, great taste, ultra low carb, how good. Really good kick there from Payneham out of their back line, and they're using the corridor, so they're able to find Minavini. And they quickly move it down and trying to find some of their forwards in space. A pack forms inside about 35 metres out from their goal, and tackle to the floor. Cries of in the back come from the Payneham bench, but ball now on the floor around 15 metres around from their goal. So an opportunity now for Payneham to try and respond, and you feel as if this would be crucial for them to try and get a goal out of this play. And a tackle there right in the goal square, so an opportunity still here for Payneham. Ball goes up, gets thumped around, picked up here by Teatree Gully, but gets knocked out of bounds, so a ball in. So it's about 35 metres around from Teatree Gully's goal. Just an 8-point advantage. If you've just joined us, I'll remind you that Payneham were in front by 32 points at half-time. Ball gets hurled in, and Penny just grabs it out of the ruck. A little bit of a balk and sends it long up the wing, and Hodges is able to take the mark. In fact, that's not Hodges. But a good mark taken on the wing. So Dodson moves the ball laterally, and a little bit of a chip kick. Finds his teammate in Bauer. So Sebastian Bauer goes long inside 50. Long to a pack, but another intercept mark here in favour of Teatree Gully, and Cairnsdale with a mark. So Cairnsdale, just a 40-metre dart up the wing, but just had a little bit too much heat on it, and no one touched it, so it's going to go back the way of Payneham. A little bit of noise starting to build around Pertaringa Oval as the importance of this game, as I mentioned right off the top. These two teams only sitting a win apart and 0.1% apart, so bad turnover there into the hands of Teatree Gully. Robinson now moving the ball long, and they cause a turnover of their own into the hands of Payneham. They now move the ball around through Scrimgeour, so Scrimgeour Goes to the outer side and now go long through the hands of Tea Tree Gully. And Payneham able to scramble and pick the ball back up. Christian Sig flicks the ball back around into the corridor and into a really dangerous position. The two ruckmen fighting for it. And Tea Tree Gully just picked the ball up and sent it a long way out. But it's a one-on-one contest here, and a free kick is called here the way of Tea Tree Gully. So you'll be able to hear some of the noise here coming from the Payneham bench. Not happy with that at all. So Robinson. In fact, this is in the hands of West. So comes to the narrow side, and a one-on-one contest here. So it's Noah Hyde running with the ball. He's able to grab it and run it over the boundary line for a ball in, right between the two benches. And this game is tightened right up. 8 points the margin. So to hurl the ball back in, both ruckmen going at it. So Kelly knocks the ball down in front, and Payneham get to the ball first, but another pack forms. And really good work there again from Olsen, who's able to get the ball out, but just not a good communication there between the two sides, the two players, as Olsen flicks the ball back and into the hands of Tea Tree Gully. This contest is heating up, and a good recovery ball there, but and able to take the mark there is Zach Mackay. Mackay now moves the ball quickly and finds Breeden. Breeden drops the ball in to West, the key forward. Moved up the field and hands it back over to Mackay. Decides to take a bounce and chips the ball inside forward 50. A pack forms. McKenzie flicks the ball back over. And Payneham with a really good smother there from Tea Tree Gully. They flick the ball back out, and they've now got a couple numbers, and they're going to waltz into open goal, and that's a big one, as all of a sudden we're back to a 2-point margin. And this game has swung all the way back in favour of Tea Tree Gully, and that was a really big goal there, as I believe that was in fact Cody Tape in for his first goal of the game. And they take your pick. There was about 3 players there available for a goal, and he kicks his first goal of the game. It's a goal to Tyler Martin as well. 5 goals to Brodie Latham, of course, as we mentioned, and 1 to Bailey Hume. But on the Hahn scoreboard, 7-12-60 to, in fact, sorry, 8 goals 12-60 to 9 goals 8-62. So they have cut this lead right back. 32 points at half-time, now just 2. The ruckmen now go at it. A really good hit out there from Kelly, as he's able to get some physicality into his opponent. As now Olsen tackles his opponent to the ground in Altamar, and umpire says, give it to me, we'll ball it up. Still in the centre square, slightly in favour of Payneham here. Penny flicks the ball back over his head. Soccer along the ground there coming from Tape, but Payneham recover and boot the ball 30 metres up the ground in favour towards their forward 50. Players converge, and umpire says I'll ball it up once more. So Div 1 Adelaide Footy League, this is a close game. 4th versus 7th, however, 1 win apart on the ladder. And just 0.1 of a percentage away from each other as well. Tea Tree Gully, in fact, coming into this game 48.2% and Payneham 48.1%. So a win here would get them to jump Payneham on the ladder. They now flick the ball forward. So Personos providing the shepherd. And now that allows Verrill to flick the ball inside, but Payneham nearly intercept. Olsen tried to swing a boot at it, couldn't go. And they converge on Tea Tree Gully here, and going to be a ball up here on the outer side of the centre square. James White racked up in the tackle there. Penny flicks the ball down low. And a lot of bodies down on the floor now, and good tackle there from Noah Hyde. Penny flicks the ball back over his head. A good handball out the back there. Thought he got a bit of high contact, got crashing to the floor. Srimjaw gets his ball smothered. As bodies go crashing, it was Tape there with a lot of energy and gets wrapped up in the tackle there. So it's going to be a ball up here right in front of the Tea Tree Gully bench. Penny flicks the ball back down to the floor as shadows now stretch over Pertaringa Oval. Umpire to ball it up once more. Hurls the ball up in the air.
Not throw it up straight.
Penny and Kelly Neither player really gaining ascendancy in the ruck contest. So Penny trying to just hurl the ball over, but well intercepted by Kelly. Neither team really able to gain possession here as it goes close to the boundary line. Now rolls out, and they're going to ball it back in. So about the halfway point of this fourth quarter, it's an absolutely cracking contest. Of course, brought to you by Dartfish and Filming Footy, live and free on YouTube. There's now Olsen tackling his opponent to the ground. It's going to be yet another stoppage. And you just get the feeling that we're going to see a lot of these stoppages here in the next 15 minutes. Players now converging on the floor, and that's Jed Spence tackling to the floor. Kicked a goal there in the second quarter. Umpire balls it up once more. Penny just tries to fist the ball forward, but can only get a couple metres on it as White is tackled to the ground. The umpire again for what seems as if like a 10th consecutive stoppage. Penny fists the ball forward. Can't really get it anywhere though as Payneham intercepts. There's a big ruckman trying to get down, Nick Kelly, as it goes out of bounds now, and they're trying to argue it come off foot, but umpire says he's going to ball it back in. So Nick Kelly and Penny going to go out. Blake Penny, the captain, number 18 for Tea Tree Gully. Been a really intriguing contest between the two, of course. Blake Penny seems he's got the size over. He took it out of the ruck, but bombed off it, and really good work there for Nick Kelly. As seems as if he's going to come off for a rest now, but it's going to give Payneham the opportunity to get the ball back in their defensive 50 and just try and build on that. As the ruckman goes flying, as all of my equipment goes flying as well. As I've got a little helper there to grab it for me as well, which is fantastic. But the play goes on in front of us. And the gusts of wind here are fantastic. Thank you, buddy. As Tea Tree Gully now just swarmed on, and cries are holding the ball as they get rewarded, Payneham Norwood Union. And they get an opportunity now to go inside forward 50. And a 25 now called as well. So a lot of noise as you'll be able to hear. 25-metre penalty called. 25-metre penalty called here, and it'll give Payneham the opportunity to go inside forward 50 through Christian Seegers. They drop the ball inside, and a really good mark there to Hodges, who have another opportunity here to convert on a goal. He had 3 first half goals and have a chance to kick his 4th here. And in a game that has really hotted up, amongst all that chaos, my mouse and phone went flying everywhere, but we've recovered it thanks to my friend next to me. But it's going to have Hodges now. Rolling in, so he's only got about 35 metres in front of him, dead in front. Rolls in now, looks online, is online, so a goal there for Hodges. He kicks his 4th, and a crucial goal here for Payneham. They now move to 10-8-68, 8-12-60 for the Gullies. And it's a really crucial 8-point advantage here for now for Payneham Norwood Union on the Hahn scoreboard. And as we have 17-23, as we now have 17-23 on the board, it's really now a hard task for Tea Tree Gully to gain the ascendancy and be able to get to the get the ball inside forward 50 and convert. But they've proved to be hot in the contest here in this 4th quarter. As the umpire now to ball it back up. As the rucks go at it and ball gets knocked to the floor. And it's Payneham now the beneficiary through Jed Spence. He gets the ball and knocks the ball inside forward 50. It's a 50-50 ball here for both sides. Personos runs on it. Can't quite get there. He's able to knock the ball in favour of one of his teammates, and a torp out of the back line gets floated out and called for a push in the back here in favour of William Cansell. So they're going to have to find something up forward now, Tea Tree Gully. They haven't had a forward 50 entry for some minutes. And he chips the ball forward, and an easy uncontested mark there for Asprey. So Asprey now uses all the time and moves his way down the wing. Friday went crashing for it. And calls for a mark here, but umpire says we're going to ball it in. So players converging on it as the ball goes thrown up. In fact, it didn't go out of bounds, so they're just going to throw it up right near the boundary, right near the light pole now. As it does roll out of bounds, it's going to be hurled back in. So about 40 metres around from Tea Tree Gully's goal, and a goal here would be crucial as we now just have ticking close to 20 minutes into the fourth quarter. As I slowly recover myself from everything falling off my table. Mackay goes crashing through the pack but gets called for holding the ball. A fantastic tackle there from the Payneham defence. Really good tackle there from Thomas Altamar. So he, almost a game-saving tackle you'd call it. So he takes all the time. Sends the ball long up the wing. And a fight for it, but a bit of holding off the ball, nothing called. Tea Tree Gully the beneficiary, and they go into the corridor inside forward 50. Payneham just dribble the ball outside, and they've got the space. So Mackenzie boots the ball way outside their defence. And now it's a foot race. It's going to be Payneham ahead of the ball. Here goes Payneham. Sparkle has the space and kicks the goal. A big goal for Tyler Sparkle. And he's able to get it done for Payneham as they now move out to a 14-point advantage, the same advantage they had at three-quarter time. And what a goal it was there for Tyler Sparkle, but it come off the boot of Brad Mackenzie, who was able just to get the ball 50 metres from his defensive goal and just hack it on the boot. And it was effectively a goal assist for Tyler Sparkle. So Payneham Norwood Union can breathe a little bit easier now, 21 minutes into the game, and they now have a 14-point advantage. So first goal of the game for Tyler Sparkle, and on the Hahn scoreboard that now moves them to 11-8-74, 8-12-60.
Louis.
Of course, that's Hahn, great taste, ultra low carb, how good. Well, thank you for watching here. Dartfish TV, brought to you by Dartfish TV, and of course filming footy live and free on YouTube. So umpire now to ball it back up, and you feel as if now when Payneham get the ball, they'll be looking to chew up the clock. What is a really crucial game. Penny grabs it out of the ruck and had to try and get it out and calls a throw coming from the Payneham bench, but nothing called as they send the ball over the other end of the floor. But it's a really good tackle laid there by Payneham, and they couldn't quite get it to go. But ball getting knocked around in the contest. He knocks it out behind Tea Tree Gully here, and it's held up again, but it was a really good tackle there by the captain, Matt Nye. A really fantastic captain's act. He was able just to catch him. And Penny, in the ruck contest, tried to just fist it down, couldn't get there. It gets knocked to the floor, and umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up again.
You've got to go with him. Fucking
So,
Do you think I'll be able to get him back?
There's one loose goal side. Look.
Penny flicks the ball over his head.
Fine.
Now moves the ball around now and into the hands of Payneham, and they now move the ball to centre wing. But Mackay's there for Tea Tree Gully. He picks up the ball and handballs the ball to his teammates. They now try and move the ball through ferocious defence here from Payneham. Now into the hands of Robinson, trying to work around and trapped on the boundary line. And now into the hands of Payneham. And now move it back, and a really, really solid mark there. Minavini. They now come back corridor. A couple players converging on it. Can't quite get there. Olsen come crashing through. Couldn't get there. Nye able to flick it off to his teammate. Nothing really up forward, so he's opts to handball it off. He gets the handball back off the left foot. A vacant goal square. And it looks like as if it's saved. It is saved at the moment, but the umpires are going to have a chat about it. As the umpires maybe wanting to bring it back. And no, it did go through for a minor score, so just the minor score there for Payneham Norwood Union. So 11-9-75 to 8-12-60. And a big climb there over the pack. He's able to take effectively an uncontested mark in the end. Tyler Martin, the vice captain, tries to put a boot into it. Effectively only really goes 40 metres up in the air. Penny, oh in fact that's West, flicks the ball and a really, really good handball over the back. and they're trying to find a teammate there inside forward 50, and he does take the mark, but he's called it out of bounds. So it's a bad turnover there for Tea Tree Gully. A goal was obviously crucial with a 14-point advantage. In fact, 15-point margin in deficit.
10 minutes, Jack. Good.
There's Wagner. Drops the ball inside. Nye. Had a couple good minutes, the captain, Matt Nye, right when they've needed him. He chips the ball backwards. So Payneham, as I mentioned earlier, just looking to control possession and just see this game to a close. 24 minutes into the last quarter. He bombs the ball long down the wing now. Players fly and goes out of bounds. So looks as if the umpires are going to have a chat about it, and it did in fact come below the knee, so it's going to go back the way of Tea Tree Gully now. They go inside forward 50 through Cairnsdale. A big long kick as a pack forms. A couple players at the fall of the ball. It's Olsen. Couldn't quite get there and wrapped up in a tackle there by Robinson. And it's going to be a ball up about 30 metres out from the Tea Tree Gully goal. Knocked down, and Payneham now ball in hand, but it gets knocked back down to the floor. A lot of players converging around this ball. Looks as if the umpire will need to ball it up once more.
Hurry! Two left!
So you hear the cries of two left, so there must only be a couple minutes left in this contest as the time winds down. Ball up here as the Rucks go at it. Penny's able to knock it down, but just into the hands of the Payneham defenders. A bad bounce there for Payneham, but wrapped up in a tackle. And Tom Wagner, the tackle there, so nothing called. So it's going to be a ball up here at 50 metres out from the Tea Tree Gully goal. Penny just flicks it off the side of his boot and gets about 15 more metres on it, but it's Payneham now trying to move the ball through hand, and they get it now into the hands of Christiansig. Flicks the ball back. They're just trying to get it on their boot, and they do now long down the wing. We've got Minavini there in a one-on-one battle as the cavalry arrives. Minavini pads it ahead. He's able to get it into the hands of his forward, and Sparkle had an opportunity to try have a shot, but come off the side of his boot, goes out of bounds. So Tea Tree Gully now to bring the ball back in, deep in their back line. They need to move now and score quickly. There's a good kick up the line. Kobe Tape takes a mark.
Go! Hold him up! 30.
Breeden has to move the ball through the corridor. He has no other choice. Goes long down there to the ruckman. There's a couple Tea Tree Gully players fly for it. Couldn't quite get there. It's wrapped up in a tackle, so they'll throw the ball back up, and Brad McKenzie getting amongst it. Penny gets the tap down in front, but falls into the lap of Payneham, into the hands of Nye. I'm going to ball it up one more, so just shy of 27 minutes gone in this one, and as Olsen comes crashing through the pack, quickly hacked it on his boot and may just be saved. It's marked there on the boundary line by none other than Brodie Latham once more. He snaps around and just got it on his boot as he's able to kick a goal. I believe they're going to call it, but in the end it was a victory to Payneham here at coming to steal the victory away from Tea Tree Gully, and in fact it was a goal there I think called, so a sixth goal to Brodie Latham, but what a fantastic, in fact it was just called a behind, I couldn't quite see it there, so in the end it was called it was a 14-point victory to Payneham Norwood Union, and a really, really crucial one at that. They needed to win. They now improved to 6 wins and 6 losses for an even 50%, and weren't able to get much percentage on them, but they remain in 4th spot for now, and barring other results they may even improve a spot. But in what was a really, really entertaining contest, we see them get up, and on the Hahn scoreboard it's the visitors, Payneham Norwood Union, winning 11-9-75 to 8-13-61, and what a fun game it was. It was 32-point margin to Payneham in the first half, and Tea Tree Gully come hard. They got on top of the contest. They were able to convert on their opportunities much better than they did in the first half, and just in the end it wasn't enough, and they showed their composure. But some of the players of the game, and I'll mention they could obviously go in the running to win Archie's thongs presented to them after the game, and to me I can't go past the likes of Jack Hodges, who coming into this game had the 14 goals but kicked 4 goals today, and kicked a really crucial goal there in the 4th quarter. It was really important for them. So the winner of the Archie's thongs player of the game will be presented to him post-game is none other than Jack Hodges. And can't go past Brodie Latham as well. 5 goals, just missed on that last one there on the buzzer, but 5 goals to his name was absolutely crucial. And Chris Olsen for Tea Tree Gully was really important as well. I was really impressed with Taj Rahui in the first half, but lots of other players. Sparkle was really important for them as well, and Brad McKenzie in defence was crucial. So that brings us to a close here on Filming Footy, brought to you by Dartfish. We thank all of our sponsors, of course, for what has been a really fun game here for Div 1 of the Adelaide Footy League. My name's Lewis McKenna. We've got Dino on the camera. He's done a fantastic job. It's actually my first game of Adelaide Footy League, and I've enjoyed it a lot, and I can't wait to be back. We thank you, and we trust you'll join us next time. Thank you. You want any words? Say see ya?
Bye.
Cheers.
That was a close one.
It was, wasn't it? What's your name? Sorry?
Tex.
No worries. Nice to meet you, Tex. Thank you for picking up all my stuff. I appreciate that, buddy.
Okay.